Welcome back to Rayman 3, and we are now entering the boss fight for the Bog of Merc, which is Razov's mansion. I mean, the second boss fight for the Bog of Merc, which is Razov's mansion.
Unlucky and unwise is he who risks entering my domain. Let's give him a warm welcome.
So, welcome, Count Razov. He is a reference. His name is an anagram of Zarov, which is an antagonist, or the antagonist, in a fictional novel. In a novel, and later a movie, called The Most Dangerous Game, which is a 1920-something story about a Russian nobleman who emigrated in the wake of Russian Revolution and who fancied himself some hunting. And by hunting, it meant hunting people. It was a reference to the safaris in Africa and South America, which were popular back then. But yeah, he hunted people because people were the hardest, the most challenging thing to hunt. Which makes sense. The story itself was a story of a noble hero guy saving himself and a damsel in distress in the process, and it all ended happily with Zarov being eaten alive by his own dogs. Yes, this is a very morbid happy ending, but why wouldn't you have a morbid happy ending? Razov's end is going to be either less or more morbid depending on your perspective. You'll see what I mean when we are finished with him. And yes, this cage is somewhat difficult to break.
I need to go make some waffles.
I would like to have some waffles as well. Now this fight, you may have already noticed that we are 2 minutes into the fight and we're barely a fifth of the way through it. While the fight is not difficult at all, it is unfortunately longer than it should be. And not only because I fall down the stairs, but also because the game makes you run around the mansion and, well, chase him as he teleports around the main mansion, and sometimes it'll mean that you'll have to run for like a good minute to find him, and sometimes it'll mean that he will teleport right in front of you when he really shouldn't. So it's really a hit or miss kind of situation. Do not worry though, the video is 10 minutes, but it doesn't mean that the entire 10 minutes will be this. As you can see, we are almost done with him, and there will also be a second stage which is different, so the boss fight got that for it.
I've tamed more ferocious beasts than you.
I'm fairly certain that the words beast and ferocious do not mean what Razov thinks they mean. And this was the example, by the way, of Razov just teleporting right and spawning right in front of Rayman, which is quite convenient. By the way, he does not teleport depending on your proximity to him. He teleports depending on your on whether he is in your field of view. So it's technically sometimes possible to chase him around the entire mansion, assuming that you are fast enough and do not ever lose sight of him.
I've tamed more ferocious beasts than you.
And yes, these stages, they do sometimes glitch out, but the gist is that you have to survive 3 shots, which is not difficult at all. Yeah, don't do close combat when you encounter him.
Don't break yourself. No one can stop me.
He said as he was running away in fear from a limbless thing. So, before running into the second stage of the boss fight, I have a couple of things to show you in the mansion. And Exhibit 1, which you can see right here, is the exhibit showcasing that Razov is a complete goddamn self-absorbed narcissist. And once I find the Mativu that is located in this room, I will cut down to a different secret. I mean, not a secret, an Easter egg. No, not this. Come on. There. This is Sam. This is a one-time character from Rayman 2, who also inhabited a swamp. Was it marshes? I don't remember the level of name. But yeah, a neat reference to Rayman 2. I think it was Marshes of Awakening. I think.
Help.
You, Rayman, it's me, Glowbox, in here!
You will not get far. I have to go soup up my hot rod.
I don't know what's going on with the dialogue volume here. That was not me editing the video, it was the game. So this fight is also longer than it should be, but this is not because the game makes you chase Razov around, but rather because the optimal way to defeat him, which is getting him to the edge of the arena where he stops for like a split second and hit him there.
Oh, what a shame.
It's a lot easier said than done. Remember I told you about Mawpaws in the first video? Yeah, he's got one in his basement, and it helps Rayman, and it's going to...
Yay, what the big hand? Leave him here.
Yeah, whatever. And he is going to kick Razov's ass. And this is also in fact a reference to the Most Dangerous Game, where Zarov was ultimately eaten by his own hunting dogs. He keeps a beast, and he is damaged by this beast. Unfortunately, he is completely invulnerable when he is stomping these lockjaw, I mean heavy metal fist power-ups. By the way, he is on a wrecking ball, and I know what kind of a joke you're expecting, but I will not make that. No. No.
Oh, did you hurt yourself? Move over, Buffalo Bill. Here comes Cannonball Bill.
Okay, move over, Buffalo Bill. Here comes Cannonball Bill. I've
always wanted a Rayman skin rug in front of my fireplace.
This is probably a reference that I am completely missing. I have no idea what a Buffalo Bill is, and I sure as hell don't know what a Cannonball Bill is. I know of Bill of Rights, I know of bills that you pay, I know of bills that you pay with, but I don't know of any Buffalo Bill. So he is almost done, and I will leave you here. Thank you for joining me. I will see you next time. Goodbye. Anytime now.
How I pity you, you who have had the misfortune of becoming the... Aha! There you are. Get ready for this. Oh. Oh.
Nice stallion! Finally, I can hold you in my arms.
Stay away.
Oh, gimme. Oh, yes, I didn't know.
Girl.
hell and chain me to the bars.
Hey, Rayman. How are we gonna get to the doctors?
I think I have an idea.